is just March only, and we can hear the evidences and various news related to forest fire. What will happen in the month of May and June? Hello friends, welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. My name is Ritu and today's session is about Nilgiri forest fire, and this session is important for GS2 as well as GS3 perspective. Moving towards the points of discussion part. First of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we'll have a discussion that what are the frequency of forest fires in the country, and then where do most forest fires occur in India. So we'll know the location, and then how has the forest fire situation been this year. So we'll know the evidences that how many times a forest fire has come and occurred in a particular state, and then what is the reason for the forest fires, and after that practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. Moving to the next slide. So this is the Holi offer. As you already know that Holi is coming and Drishti IAS has come up with the Holi offer, and you can get up to 50% of the discount on various online courses. If you have any queries, kindly dial onto this number. So moving to the today's discussion part. So the news we will discuss that for almost a week we can see that Nilgiri forest has been burning, and why it is burning. So there are various reasons we'll discuss in later slides, but till now it is burning and the situation is very critical. Indian Air Force has to be also involved into this situation, and they had to use Bambi Bucket. So what is this Bambi Bucket thing? So Bambi Bucket is a thing that there is a kind of bucket and which is introduced to the helicopter, and what will happen that helicopter will go and will find out the nearby places, water bodies, places nearby the forest, and the water will be catched out from that particular water body, whether it can be river, ocean or anything. And after fetching the water through Bambi Bucket, the doors of the bucket or the lower side of the bucket will be open to the forest. And through this method, we can see that Indian Air Force is using such kind of the method to extinguish fire in the Nilgiri forest, and around 16,000 liters of water has been invested to control the situation in the Nilgiri. So this is the news we are going to discuss. Moving to the next one, how common are forest fires in the India? So when it comes to the season, that in which season forest fire occurs. So according to the Forest Survey of India, generally November to June is considered to be the forest season in India, and especially the forest fires occurs after the month of the February. So this is the March and it is the beginning in South India of the summer. So generally the South Indian temperature is moderate, but in nowadays we can see that in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu or in any part of the South India, the temperature is nearly 40 degrees Celsius, which is a very alarming situation for that particular reason. And according to the Forest Survey of India, April and May are the worst season for the forest fire. And then according to the Indian State of Forest, what we can see that in 2019 report that more than 36% of the India's forests are prone to the forest fire, and among 36%, 4% of the forest cover are extremely prone and 6% are very highly fire prone. So according to the Forest Survey of India, we can get this report. And all globally, if we will discuss the globally, so around 3% of the total forest area is under and prone to the forest fires. And when it comes to the particular area size, so it is about 98 million hectare of forest. So a huge area of land which are prone to the forest fires globally as well. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about where do the most forest fires in India occur. So when it comes to the vegetation or temperature or climatic conditions, so when it comes to the forest types, so the generally severe forest fires break out in the dry deciduous forest. Evergreen, semi-evergreen and mountain temperature are comparatively less prone. But when it comes to that, which are the highly vulnerable, so it is dry deciduous. And when it comes to the area wise, so Northeast India and Odisha, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand has witnessed high amount of forest fires in their state, and Goa also witnessed, and recently in 2021 we have seen that a series of forest fires broke in Uttarakhand and also in Odisha, Madhya Pradesh. So this has become very usual phenomenon for all these states, and some forest areas in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana are also fire prone. So these are the areas which are very much vulnerable for the forest prone or fire prone. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about how has the forest fire situation been this year. So here we have taken account of this year, that how much forest fires occurs this year. So over past 1 week when we discuss about, we can see that Northeast is very much vulnerable to this situation, and among Northeastern state we can see that Mizoram has witnessed 3,738 times, Manipur 1,702 times, Assam 1,652 times, then Meghalaya 1,252, Maharashtra 1,215. So what all these data shows that most of the northeastern states are so much prone and vulnerable to the forest fires, and also the Maharashtra region is also vulnerable, and Gujarat region is also vulnerable. So Konkan belt is very much vulnerable to these kind of the forest fires. When it comes to that, is it usual in South India that we can get forest fires? So when we compare to the other state and other climatic condition, then South India is having a less likely prone to the forest fires. But we can see what we can see in Nilgiri, that it is not usual for the South India. And generally what we can see that this is the time for South India is a very temperate, moderate season. But right now this is not moderate, and we can see that 40 degrees Celsius is having in South India. So the situation and the climate is very much dry and hot there, and because of that we can see that so much forest fires incidences in the South India. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about what is the reason. So as you all know that any climatic changes are happening, anything is happening, there must not be only natural regions. Man-made regions are also responsible for such kind of the things. And we can see that we often go to the forest, people use cigarettes and different kind of fire kind of activities. There are different fire sports, and generally they don't extinguish fire there and they kept left. And because of that we can see that so many forests catches the fire. So this is also one of the reason. The second reason comes to the climatic condition, that because of the global warming, the temperature has become hot and dry, and because of that less amount of humidity, we can see that the forests are catching so much of the fire. So there must be the two reason. And also this year we can see that high aridity and so many areas which are arid in region, semi-arid in region are catching so much of fire because of the global warming, because of the hottest climate. And this year also South India has witnessed hottest day ever since 1901. So because of all these climatic changes, we can see that forest fire is catching up. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about the question, and the question is, consider the following statement regarding excess heat factor. And the first statement is a value that predicts the chances of a heat wave over a region, and the second statement is for coastal areas 40 degree is maximum. So first you need to know that who decide this excess heat factor and what is this excess heat factor, then you will be able to answer this question. So I hope you like this session. If you have any query related to this session, kindly answer in the comment section. Link is in the description for the Holi discount. So avail discount from there. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.